This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 20 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show. Merry Christmas, all.
Welcome to the Stable Scoop, with weekly shows delivered right to you. With Helena and Glenn the Geek, live from the stable, it's every week. They'll bring you the news through hail or high water, while using their tails as their own fly swatters. So sit on down and laugh till you poop, cause it's time again for Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. The Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop.
Merry Christmas, Helena.
Oh, ho, ho.
So you're going to have a very white Christmas.
We're going to have a very white weekend, a very white Christmas, and a very cold and icy New Year's. Yeah, we're getting a blizzard.
Yeah, you're getting a blizzard. A real blizzard, too. We're talking about a foot of snow with 40-mile-an-hour winds right along the coast up there in Boston.
Yep, I'm pretty close to the coast, so we usually are spared the brunt of whatever storms come this way. So, you know, we get dumped on, but because I'm so close, the ocean magic prevents us from getting really dumped on. But this time, it's not going to happen. We're going to
I don't think the magic.
We're going to get wailed on like everybody else.
Yeah, you're no magic. Well, it is magic if you like snow.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a great time of year to have snow.
Yeah.
You know, it's December. It's a week before Christmas.
But aren't you supposed to be going on vacation tomorrow?
I am supposed to be leaving. My husband and daughter and I are supposed to be heading to Aiken, South Carolina for 10 days.
Well, you're not going to have any snow there, I can tell you.
No. And we rent a car. So when we drive, we usually drive down because we make it an adventure. And so we rent a car. And the problem is the cars that we are going to rent don't have all-wheel drive. But our own car, we have a Subaru. And I can I can drive through anything in that car. But I'm just not comfortable driving it 16 hours, you know. So now we're trying to figure out how to get an all-wheel drive vehicle, and they want to charge us $800. So,
wow.
yeah. I'm not. I don't think I'm destined to get out of Boston in the winter.
You're leaving. You're going on vacation. It's the first one in forever. We should tell people that we're actually recording this on Friday, even though it's going on the website and live on the 23rd on Tuesday. So, but we are recording on Friday a little ahead of time because you're going to be out of town.
That's right.
So what's in Aiken?
Well, it's actually not Aiken. It's Lexington, South Carolina, which is just a little bit north of Aiken. I have family there, and then I have a friend in Aiken. I have a few clients in Aiken. So
you're going to make the rounds, huh?
Well, yeah, you know, I can't leave my horse in my home for 10 days and not catch a ride somewhere. So I figure Aiken's only a half hour from where I'm going to be staying. So I'll head there for a day or two and see if I can catch a ride.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you should. What client? You have some eventing clients down there, right?
Yes. Craig Thompson is down there.
Yeah?
So that's home of Craig Thompson Eventing. And Craig and Sarah Heffron are also the organizer of the Aiken Event Horse Sale, which is held down in it's actually in Wagner, South Carolina. So, and they've got a lot of big name eventors coming to that sale.
We did an ad last week on last week's episode for a clinic, for an eventing clinic. Are they the same ones that are doing that as well?
Same organizers. Yep. It's the Aiken Eventing Camp. And
is this the first time they've done this?
Yeah, first time. And it features Craig and Allison Springer, who a lot of people may have heard of, as instructors. They're going to have seminars, vets, and it's like a mini version of Stable Scoop.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So there's going to be education both on and off the horse. And I don't think that's in February 1st, I think, through the 6th. So okay. I won't be down there for that, but I'm going to try and make it down for the Aiken Event Horse Sale this year.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There is no other place to see nice horses
You know what? I should meet you over there, and we can record a show with all the eventers while we're there.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah,
that's going to be in March.
March
be there. 3rd, I think.
All the big names will be there. We should
Yeah, and they have, I'm in the market for a horse right now, and it's nice because they sell horses that range from, $3,000, $4,000, all the way up to $200,000.
Wow.
So,
So you're going to buy one of the 200,000 ones? Are you in line for that?
yeah, sure. I'm going to mortgage 2 houses, and I'm looking at more like the under 5.
Well, we should tell everybody that we really are we're going to enjoy Christmas. This episode is you and I sitting and catching up. We have been so busy with so many cool topics over the last 2 months. This show has gone, we originally started it, it's changed so much from what we had planned in the beginning.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how it works?
Yep.
We had planned to do news segments and all this stuff, and then it turned into doing this one topic because we just didn't have time to cover everything in the depth that you and I like to cover stuff. We just like to talk too much. And so today we're going to go over, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to go through the winner of the pink contest, where a while back when we actually did the shows with rods and equestrian collections, I asked people to write in, females mostly, I didn't get any males actually, to write in why you would want to wear pink overalls, and the winner, the best entry would actually, I would send him a pair of pink overalls. So we chose the winner, and we're going to read the top 5 entries for that. Plus, also, I put on a request on the Chronicle forums for people to tell me what their traditions are with their horses and their barns on Christmas Day. And we got about 10 or 12 of them, and some of them were really good, and they brought back memories from when we owned our farm, and now you have your farm, so you're going to start new ones. But some of them were really good. So we'll go over some of those today as well. But first, I have a surprise for you.
For me?
For you. Yes, I do. So hold on here 1 second. We're going to do something here. Now,
That was a good surprise.
close your eyes. You can't see the surprise here.
Okay. Can't see where I'm going.
All right, so we'll see if I can make this surprise work. Actually,
Never.
You looked. You're supposed to have your eyes closed.
Darn, that's why you wanted me to close my eyes. I thought it was just a joke.
No, I really wanted you to close your eyes. Let's see if we even get an answer.
As if. Oh my gosh.
Merry Christmas, Helena.
Hi. Ho ho ho.
You blew my eardrum out, girl.
Oh my gosh.
Merry Christmas, dear. We should tell everybody that this is my wife, Jennifer, who happens to be Helena's bestest friend, and vice versa. So we thought we'd just, for the Christmas episode, get my wife on here for a little bit.
Oh, you want to talk about 2 women who can talk horses until the cows come home?
Yeah, I'm just going to leave now and come back in an hour.
Yeah, Helena and I, between the 2 of us, can talk the spots off a Dalmatian.
Oh,
Jennifer, you just had your lunch Christmas party, didn't you?
Yes, we had a lovely luncheon, and I think that's called a dirty Santa. That sounds terrible, but where you pick a gift and you have to show everybody what it is, and then the next person who picks a gift can take yours.
Yep.
Yeah, we did that thing.
I think they call that a Yankee swap up here.
What do they call it?
Is that what that is?
Yankee swap.
Yankee swap. Yep.
Yeah, and you call it a dirty Santa, and that's pretty much what it is.
So, did you get
It was enormous fun.
Did you get something good and then get it taken away?
I was absolutely dead last.
Oh, so you got to take anything you wanted.
Yes, and I got us something really, really useful. We'll be filling up the gas tank in the PT Cruiser for quite some time.
Oh wow, I like that idea.
What is it, like a gas card?
Well, it's a Walmart card, and the Walmarts down here have gas stations in them.
Oh, there we go. That's cool. They always
We
have
got ourselves quite a few. Yeah.
They always have the cheapest gas too. Well, you should put a plug in for where you work now that we talked about your company Christmas party.
Well, our wonderful, great fun Christmas party is at KBC Horse Supplies here in Lexington, and we're a really fun place to work and nice, comfortable. It's your classic little tack shop. You come in and get to know everybody, and when you walk in the front door, the customers ask what your horse is doing, and you ask what their horses are doing, and you suffer through abscesses together, and all that great stuff happens in tack shops.
And KBC actually can be found at KBC. Is it KBCinternational.com or KBCINT.com?
Well, the KBC initials, and then it's horsesupplies.com.
Okay, so kvchorsesupplies.com, and they supply a lot of the thoroughbred farms. We're in the midst of Lexington down here, in the midst of about 500 big, huge thoroughbred farms.
Yeah, little tack shop. Nice. Little tack shop with like the biggest thoroughbred horse farms as clients.
Yes.
Yes, we got to greet Ali Sheba when he came back from Dubai, and then who else just came back in? Ali Sheba came back, and Funny Side just came back down from Saratoga. We got to greet him when he came back into town, and, so. And every once in a while, some really, really famous racehorse will get a little order in because he needs a new halter, and they order it from us. That's kind of fun being in those little tiny bits of history. Somebody will walk in the front door. Yeah, I groomed Northern Dancer. That's pretty exciting.
This is like the horse world's version of Hollywood.
Yes.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Especially
exactly.
And what's funny is her store, the governor's wife, the governor of Kentucky's wife, comes. She's a horse person, and she stops in the store all the time. So it's just kind of weird, because you're down here, everybody's involved with horses.
Yeah, and even famous people get helmet hair.
Hope she doesn't listen to the show.
I didn't say anybody's name. I just said famous people get helmet hair.
I am so off the hook with her.
Don't you know?
So, all right, I'm not going to wait. I am not wasting a long-distance phone call without telling Jen about my horse and his new barn.
Okay.
Give me the latest here.
Oh, my gosh, he is so fat. The new hay, my horse was so skinny and in such pain last year from his elbow injury. And all I did was put him on decent hay and move him to a quiet little barn where I do, well, up here we call it rough board, but I think some other parts of the country will call it self-care. He has gained all of the weight he lost back. He's nice and fuzzy. He's very happy. And I think going into the winter, he's going to be just fine in terms of weight and comfort.
Now, is he rideable again or not?
Oh, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that maybe in the spring I'll be able to just get on him and go for long walks. That's probably about all he'll be able to do from here on out.
Well, considering you didn't think he would even have lived this long.
No, I made the phone call to euthanize him and then to not euthanize him within 3 hours on the same day. So,
yeah.
And he was so skinny. I mean, he's a fat little quarter horse, and so he got so skinny. And I had pictures of him and video on my blog. And Jennifer, I'm like calling Jennifer every other day. Look at this picture. I posted his X-rays online so she could look at them.
It was a wonderful adventure, though. I mean, it's the kind of adventure you don't have to want to go on, but it was really interesting to be able to trade all that information electronically and have an empathetic ear, and I frankly learned a lot. I never knew that much about elbows before.
Yeah, that makes two of us. And that's what I said. The horses have a way of teaching us things even when we're not on their backs. And the conversations and the information that you and I exchanged over the course of last year was just amazing. What we learned about equine anatomy. What else did we learn? Arthritis.
All sorts of interesting things about the effects of long-term chronic pain on the animal, and the progression of that type of injury, because it's not what he has is not your classic traumatic injury.
Right.
He has something really more akin to a quarterback's shoulder. It finally hit critical mass, an injury that had been, way early on in his life was traumatic, but relatively small. But over the years, it eventually got to the point where it became traumatic again because he kept using that part that was injured badly, probably 10 years ago. It just makes me think of a professional athlete who early in their career has what appears to be a relatively minor injury. Oh, you're young, you're early in your career, let's take really good care of this and you'll be fine. Well, then that professional athlete goes on to do stellar things for another 8 or 10 years, and then it finally comes back to get him.
Yep.
Because it's the weak link.
Yep.
It was very interesting because you had the ability and the wherewithal to really invest a lot in investigating what the problem was. so we could look at all those x-rays and we could look at the videos and really understand as much as possible what was going on versus taking a shot in the dark.
Right. Right.
Whenever you're dealing with injuries higher up in their bodies with horses, so often you're shooting darts with a blindfold on most of the time.
Oh, man, and it gets expensive. The more darts you throw, the more dollars you spend.
That's right. So,
but
that
when
was a really,
when you have a horse that he's got as good a mind as he does, it's worth finding out what's wrong. And, he was, and for those of you who don't know what happened to my horse, he ended up having a severe elbow injury that he's got all kinds of bone chips floating around in there and arthritis, degenerative arthritis. And the elbow is not a very common place to have this type of injury. And as Jen said, it is akin to, a high level athlete just basically breaking down his own body. But we had no way of knowing. He presented as if he were tying up. And so all of his symptoms, it's just amazing in horses, the basic symptoms that can mean any number of problems. It's just like in people, you get a fever and it can be anything. Well,
yeah.
with my horse, the way he presented, we had him tested for EPM, for Lyme, for polysaccharide storage myopathy. I mean, we had a muscle biopsy done on this horse.
Yeah, you really went on a wild goose chase with it, and because you had no baseline, you had no reason to test him for those things beforehand. You had no baseline. In other words, you couldn't say, well, when we do this muscle biopsy, a year and a half ago when we did the muscle biopsy was different. What appeared to be an iffy muscle biopsy was just the same iffy muscle biopsy he probably had his whole life,
right.
But it confused the elbow issue because of it.
Yeah.
You know?
And you don't want to give up on an animal because you just, it got so expensive, but you feel, and me being a first-time horse owner, this was the first horse I personally owned, I was not prepared for how responsible I was for him emotionally. I found that I could not give up on this horse. I could not give him to a home as a companion animal. I could not put him down. I could not send him down south to retire. And I was not prepared for that. So you keep spending money until you can figure out what's wrong. And then you find out what's wrong and then you take it from there. But at least you know what you're dealing with. And, he's a pasture pet now, and it's kind of an expensive pasture pet, but
right.
I still can't let him go. I mean, that would be like giving...
We must interject here. He's at this point, knock on wood, he's a sound pasture pet. He can wander around that pasture to walk and perfectly sound, and he even jogs around perfectly sound. He's not hobbling around.
No, not anymore.
It's like, so if Pete Sampras does in his elbow, he's going to be just fine to do things besides play professional tennis.
Right.
Zeke is a perfectly happy camper as long as nobody says, let's go trot down this hill.
Right. Yes,
and Zeke is a very smart boy in that he won't trot down the hill unless you make him, and then he's perfectly happy to do it and go, sure, if you tell me to do it, I'll go hurt myself doing it, but he's not going to do it himself.
That is him. Yeah, my vet says that he agrees with me, and I say that Zeke is me in horse clothing. We are... people, they say people are like their pets, and you end up looking like them too. My horse and I are one and the same.
Well, Helena, I hope you don't end up looking like your dog then.
My dog is beautiful.
Yeah, at about 800 pounds.
So what?
No, she's not. It's all she's just got a lot of fur. It's all fur.
Yeah, big boned.
And she's very sweet. Glenn, is that way? Your way of...
That's why we have a greyhound, because I'm trying to look like my dog.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't behave like your dog, because your dog's got some mental issues.
So, Jennifer, this is supposed to be a Christmas show. So what was your favorite? We owned a farm for probably a lot of years, 15 years. And what was your favorite Christmas memory? We talked about this a little bit the other night. Just tell us what we talked about the other night. Your favorite Christmas memory with the barn.
Probably my favorite one was a million years ago when I was a member of Pony Club. What we used to do would be get all the little members together, the members' parents, and whoever else we could snarl that was willing to ride in the winter. And we would go over to the Army base in Carlisle, in Pennsylvania there, and we would go Christmas caroling on horseback, which that was the least fun of it because most of us were too shy to sing. You know, we kind of mumbled the Christmas carols, but there was somebody there with a cassette player. It was a long time ago, and playing them. But getting the ponies dressed up to do that, and we came up with some really obnoxious outfits. And one year that we did that, it even snowed. So we went out about an hour and a half and wandered around the local army base, singing to the families on horseback in the snow. And that's at the top of the list, definitely.
I know. I used to like, and I asked for comments on the Chronicle forum about Christmas traditions, and there were a lot of them that were similar, and we'll read some of them later here. But one of the things that was pretty consistent throughout it was on Christmas Eve bringing mash and apples and good glop out to the horses and just sitting there in a hay baling, listen to them eat. And for some reason on Christmas Eve, it was always more special just to sit there and listen to the horses eat.
Mm.
Everything's quieter, you know. It just seemed different on Christmas Eve.
And invariably, the official barn cat would curl up on your lap and knit just a little more aggressively than she should. And in Pennsylvania, at least in December, she was usually with child, so she was kind of fat. Because she was an outdoor barn cat. And she'd sit there on your lap while the horses munched it contentedly and made that little slurpy noise on their bran mash. And the cat would knit on your lap, and you'd have to sit there for a good 45 minutes and just go, "Aww." Yeah.
It was funny. One of the comments from somebody named Tricaner was just about this. She said, every Sunday during the winter, I do a nice hot mash. Christmas, they get a little nicer mix with applesauce. I love to see the sloppy faces taking a break from their lightly steaming slop. She called it slop. I'd never heard it called slop before, but... Well, Jennifer...
They try to suck it up, you know?
Hey, Jennifer, I appreciate you being on and surprising Helena today, but I know you have to get back to work.
Yeah, they're loading up one of the trucks. I better get in there and give a hand, otherwise I'm going to be on everybody's Starbucks.
Don't forget, we're going to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra tonight, so...
I've got my earplugs at the ready.
Okay,
that's your
good.
favorite. That's like the second time you've seen them this year, hasn't it?
No, it's the third time we've gone to see them at Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't you just go someplace? You saw somebody recently.
We actually went to the American Idol concert, of all things. And don't send emails. Just don't bother sending the emails.
We know.
We know. We're dorks.
We know. We're dorks, and we're okay with it. And happy ho, 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 everybody.
All right. See you tonight,
Bye,
dear.
Jen.
Bye.
So there was your surprise.
That was awesome.
I knew that would make your day. I know you've had a busy week trying to get ready to go on vacation. I knew that would make your day.
And it's good, too. I'm glad that we talked a little bit about Zeke, because then it gives everybody an idea that this is what horse people do. We can take one tiny little topic and go to town on it for like 8 hours.
You know, it's funny, too, when you think about all the shows we've had, just like last week's with the news, talking to people from New Zealand, horses truly do bring people together around the world. And because you have that one thing in common, you can go hang out with a horse person, most horse people. You can go hang out with most horse people and just have a good time, even though you don't know anything else in common.
Right.
It's so cool that way. Well, let's get on to the pink stuff.
Okay.
Let me read the first one here. This was the first of the 5 entries. We'll read the winner last into the pink contest, which we had people write in why they deserve to win the pink overalls from Rods. And we got 60 entries. Thank you, everybody. There were a lot of good ones. I had to pick out 5 of the top ones and then pick the winner, which was very difficult. So I ended up picking the top 5 and drawing a straw, basically. I narrowed it down to 2, and then I had to go from there. I just picked one. So, because there were a lot of good ones. But the first one said, "Hello, Glenn. When I saw these pink bibs, the first thing that came to mind was I work on a ranch with all male ranch hands except me," in capital letters. "There are times when I must remind them that their business must be taken care of behind the barn when a lady is present." Okay, now you can picture the scene.
Yes.
Now, I do give them a little leeway due to the fact that they're all dressed quite alike in our canvas-colored bibs and our coats during cold weather. But if I were to be present wearing those darling pink bibs, there would be no mistake that I am near and the necessities of life need to be dealt with in another area. Thank you for listening to me in my dilemma. Well,
I love
I know. I had that one weighed real high in my.
Yeah. That's from Kathy Smelter Powell.
Okay, cool. You want to read the next one from Barbara Sikora?
I do. I believe I deserve to win the pink coveralls for Christmas because they would go to one of two very special sisters who were rescued from a tragic family situation by my daughter, Christy, and son-in-law, Chris. The girls have become caring, loving, contributing members of my daughter's family on their ranch in Montana. In the past year, they've learned to ride and help with all the ranch activities, do chores, caring for the animals in any weather, join 4-H and rodeo, even though they were city kids. They love it, and they try real hard. They had 3 strikes against them, but are still in the game. I believe they are amazing considering the wounds they carry, the challenges they are facing head-on, and the progress they've made so far. They would love the coveralls. So if I won, I would buy the other pair so these special girls would both be warm this winter when outside doing chores. Sincerely, Barbara Sikora.
That was a tough one, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that one just tugs at your heart. I sort of felt like Ty in Extreme Home Makeover here with some of these.
Oh, we should be so lucky.
I wish I could just buy them all pink overalls, but I can't do that this year, so...
But we can pick one, and that's a start.
That's right. And the next one we did read before, but I'll read it again. This one got the Funny Award. Let me introduce you to the winner of your contest. My name is Deanna Mendita, and all I wear is pink. I live in a ranch. We've got a lot of ranchers here. I live in a ranch, and even my horse wears pink. My fishing pole is pink. My tackle box is pink. My mud boots pink. My camo pink. My suitcase is pink. My nursing bag pink. I am known as the pink nurse. I work with the elderly, and sometimes they cannot remember my name, but they remember I always wear pink. My gloves are pink. My spur strap's pink. My cowboy boots pink. My frying pan pink. Never seen a pink frying pan. My measuring cup's pink. All my ball caps pink. My bathroom is pink camo. Oof. My kitchen bowl's pink. My obsession with pink started long ago when I realized that pink was my color, and it also is my happy color. Sounds weird, but true. I hope it's our happy color. As the years have passed, I am 45, soon to be 46 in December. Pink has served a purpose. No one takes anything of mine. Why? Because it's pink, and everyone knows it's mine. A surefire way to ensure my fishing tackle always stays put is to always buy pink. So I need pink overalls so everyone will leave mine alone, and I'll be warm when I go to cover my horse with his beautiful pink blanket. So that one got the Chuckle Award this year, that's for sure. I like that one.
All right. Now we have 2 more, right?
Yep, and the next one's from a friend of ours.
Yes, Deanna Castro. Deanna writes, "Hi, Glenn. Ooh, what a great contest." Oh, I know, Deanna, my thoughts exactly. The reason I think I should win the pink overalls is for a few reasons. My first reason is that since the birth of my son, I have not yet gotten to update my winter barn clothes. I'm not the size I was last year or the year before. I'm smaller than last year's maternity clothes, yet still larger than the pre-baby clothes. I've been trying my best to stay positive in this situation. I teach year-round in the indoor arena, and it's much colder here in Pennsylvania than it is in Kentucky, I can assure you that. You would think that the indoor arena would be a nice break from the elements, but it is actually very cold because of the metal. By the time the sun sets, it ends up being colder inside than it is outside the barn. Another reason I would like to win the coveralls is that pink is my favorite color. I just revamped my website and it is now pink, my signature color. I had a new logo designed as well, and it is a pink spur. How cute would my logo be embroidered on those coveralls?
Now she wanted me to embroider them.
Check out my new site at www.deannacastro.com, and thanks for the opportunity to enter the contest, Deanna.
Have you looked at her website since you redesigned it?
Unfortunately, I have not.
Go there quick while I read the next one, and you'll you'll see what she's saying. It's pink. Really, really pink. And the next one is our winner. It's the one I ended up choosing, and I did talk to her the other day, and actually I'm going to try calling her now and see if we can get her on for a little bit. Her name is Jane Kritzer, and I believe she's from Nebraska. And she says, "Hi, I would love to get a pair of the pink overalls and give my 11-year-old daughter. This has been a very difficult year for us as I was hurt by a colt with a shattered pelvis. But it was due to this accident multiple myeloma bone marrow cancer was discovered. For 7 months, I was without a hip, and now I have just undergone a stem cell transplant to try and get the cancer in remission. I am a single mother, and it is going to be difficult Xmas this year with all the bills adding up. My little girl has been a trooper doing all the chores as we still have 8 horses to feed. Please consider this email for the giveaway. Thank you.
Aww.
Yeah, so she's had a tough time, and I thought of that little girl out there having to do the barn. In Nebraska, it gets cold. I think they just had snow yesterday. So that's why I ended up choosing Jane, and we'll give her a call. Did you check out Deanna's site there?
I did check out Deanna.
Isn't it pink?
Oh my God,
it
it's
is
pink.
Very pink.
It's cute. It's really cute.
It is cute.
I love the horseshoes next to. I love it. I love the graphics. She did a great job.
Yeah, you can see it at Deanna Castro, just like it sounds. .com. You can check out her site. But in the meantime, let's give Jane a call and see how things are in Nebraska. And I want to let her know that the overalls have shipped, so they should be on the way to her.
Oh, she's going to be so excited.
Yeah,
11 years old is a tough time. It is a tough age anyway. So.
Right, and then to have all that
overalls.
added responsibility, and 8 horses is no small amount of horses either.
Not in Nebraska anyway.
Right.
So, Florida maybe, but
lots of place to ride in Nebraska though. It's nice and flat. And it's so we'll see if she picks up here. If she doesn't, I'll drop her an email and let her know that her overalls are on the way. Her daughter's name is Emily, by the way.
All right. Well, Emily's going to be a little happier this Christmas.
Hello.
Hi, Jane. I rang for a long time, but we finally got you here. You're on with Helena also.
Hello,
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Well,
Thank
you know
you.
what? I wanted to call and let you know that your overalls are actually Emily, right?
Right. That's
Emily,
my daughter's name is Emily. Yeah.
Her overalls are on the way. They were shipped today. They should be there on the 23rd.
Oh, great.
So let's hope they fit.
Yeah. And we got, I would say probably 6 inches of snow, and it's been very cold, so she'll really look forward to using those.
Now, are you in the part of Nebraska? I think all of Nebraska is like this, but you're in Nebraska, right?
Yes, I am.
You're in the flat part.
Yeah, eastern part. I'm probably 85 or 90 miles west of Omaha.
And it's flat there? Like
Pretty flat, yeah.
you can see forever, and you're in tornado country.
I don't think it's tornado country so much here as it is down in Kansas. So,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Glenn, what are you obsessed with the flatness of Nebraska for?
I don't know. You know, I just remember. That's what I remember about Nebraska is you drive forever.
It's pretty flat.
It's flat.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
And the roads
It's a
are
good
in
place for a
straight.
gallop.
That's right.
Let's put it that way. It's a
That's
good place
right. And you know what? As we drive through there, my wife goes, "You could ride forever here. There's no fences."
Yeah. Except the part I'm at in the eastern part here, there is fences and there's trees and there's rivers and stuff. So
Okay. All
it's
right.
a little bit more densely populated than the western part of Nebraska where the panhandle is. That you can drive forever and you see really nothing or no towns or anything.
And
so.
the roads are so straight and square, you could fall asleep
Yeah.
so easily driving on those
Yeah.
roads. Now, you have 8 horses. What kind of horses do you have?
I've got quarter horses and paints. I have a stallion that I have been standing, but I've got him up for sale too. He's an own son of Zipplepine Bar. Zipplepine Bob is his registered name, and he's just a super Western pleasure sire, and he's produced superior Western pleasure babies and multiple ROM babies, and with my health and everything, I've got him right now listed in the Quarter Journal for sale, and I was up to 13 or 14 horses last year when all this happened to me,
Geez.
and so my son, who's in the Army, he's stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, came up and would take one horse at a time and train and work it and get one at a time sold, and so right now I'm down to a couple riders and a couple yearling and a 2-year-old that needs to be broke and 3 brood mares and a stud. So it's just
we always said we had a big farm, and we always said that after you get 6 horses, the work just triples.
It does.
It just seems to triple after that. The first 6 you can get by, but then after that, it just seems like work after that.
Oh, it does. It does. So
like Emily must be quite a kid if she's ended up having to help you out and do all this work, which is one of the reasons I picked you out of 60 here, that because I can just imagine her having to be out there and doing her thing with the horses.
Yep. And, and like the last couple of days, it's been like -5 or something outside in the morning, and and she has to go out and do chores before school, and we've tried to make it streamlined for the 3 brood mares are out on round bales right now, and but she's been giving them a fork full of alfalfa off of a round bale so they get some better nutrition, and then I've got a open front building with runs in it, and those she can just dump the feed out to them, and then the stud's in the barn, and she doesn't mess with the stud. I have a neighbor come over. A neighbor comes over and moves the stud in and out of the barn for me, and then her mare, and then my son has a mare that comes in and out of the barn because those 2 are the show horses, so they get extra tender, loving care for some reason or another. But so that's kind of how my setup is. I've got 8 stalls in the barn, but only 3 are being used right now. So we try to make it so everything else is outside and doesn't need the stalls cleaned or anything like that.
The daily attention like that.
Yep. You know what I mean. So.
Well, we do, don't we, Helena? Helena just actually started in her own new barn, and so she's going to be experiencing all of that over the next year or 2 for sure. Well, we certainly appreciate you being on with us, and Merry Christmas, and hang in there. Our prayers are with you and your family, and we hope for a speedy recovery for you.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the gift for my daughter, and like I said, I know she's going to really appreciate that in this cold weather. So.
Well, and you know what? If she gets stuck in a snowdrift, you'll be able to find her.
Yep. Oh, cool.
You tell Emily Merry Christmas as well.
Okay, Merry Christmas to everybody. So.
All right, bye, Jane.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right, Helena, I think you have your mute on.
I do have my mute on. That's because my daughter's screaming in the next room, and my husband's home from. Everybody in Boston was told to just leave, and.
Well, that's because the what is it? Last year when we were up there, we had that huge storm, and traffic was tied up for 8 hours, and it was a mess because everybody left at once. And
yeah, well, that's what they were saying this year. They told people just don't even come in because everybody's going to leave early, and then they're going to have another big traffic jam.
Nightmare.
Yeah, so.
Well, we should wrap this up. We should. I'm glad Jane won. I feel bad for her. She was having a tough time talking about selling her horse there. That was tough.
I know. But she can beat it. We horse people, we're tough.
That's right.
We're tough, and they can fix it. They can fix her. She can beat it. It sounds like she's got 2 wonderful kids, and she's got horses in her life. So she's got more work to do, I have a feeling.
She probably can't imagine what it would be like right now going through what she's going through without the horses, because it does give you something else to focus on.
Yep.
So, well,
we're going to say
Helena,
some prayers for her and her family.
We wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And the family, and a great trip south. When you finally start heading south out of the snow, you'll appreciate the warmth of the South. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know it's 66 degrees here today.
Yeah, whatever. You've already had 2 snowstorms, okay? You live in Kentucky, and you had 2 snowstorms.
But the nice part about that is they go away, and then it gets to be 66 degrees again.
That's fine. Well, your wife sent me a text, a photo. What do you call it? She texted me a picture.
Snow.
Yeah. And she wrote on the windshield of a car, "I love the South."
Yeah. It was snow all over the place. Well, we also were looking forward to a fun new year at Stable Scoop with a lot of new stuff, a lot of cool things planned and shows planned for next year. And our audience is growing, and we just want to thank everybody for listening, and tell your friends about us, and have a fabulous Christmas and a good new year. There probably will not be a Stable Scoop show. We should mention that next week, as we're both doing our thing, and we're going to take a week off for the New Year's week there, and we'll be back the first week of January. So have a great holiday, everybody. Enjoy your horses.
Christmas.
Feed them.
Happy Hanukkah.
That's right. Make some mash. Bring the mash out to the horses, and enjoy the sound of them crunching at Christmas.
And we will talk to you in the new year.
All right, Helena, have a great trip.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.